Each person likes to think of themselves as an individual. People choose movies, music, books, magazines, TV shows, and news outlets to help define themselves as a unique individual with certain likes and dislikes. Each person likes to think that they've made these decisions for themselves, but what they don't realize is that this programming is coming from someone else. So I'm here to talk about who exactly is deciding what you decide for yourself. According to Newsweek, media ownership has gone from being owned by 50 corporations to only 5 corporations in less than 20 years. All of the media is owned by AOL Time Warner, Viacom, Walt Disney, Vivendi Universal, and Sony. So basically every TV show you watch, every movie, every magazine, every book you read, everything is owned by these 5 corporations that have an agenda and are deciding what you're watching, what you're reading, and what you're listening to. By owning all of the possible outlets having the potential to reach the masses, these conglomerates have the power to create or instill certain ideas in the public mind. Basically, they create this single cohesive way of thinking and standardized human thought. So basically, there's less individuality and more streamlined thinking. And the media is able to do this because of scientific, psychological, and social studies. For instance, Walter Lippmann, who wrote Public Opinion and was the father of the Council of Foreign Relations, basically said that the masses are not qualified to make decisions on their own and must be manipulated to accept a certain agenda. Carl Jung, who is also a world-renowned psychologist, wrote the concept of the collective unconscious and said that there are certain archetypal symbols that attract us and make us think in a certain way. So basically you could see a symbol of something on TV and it will trigger a certain thought in your mind or a certain desire. Edward Bernays, who was the father of public relations, and he wrote a book called Propaganda and was also one of the 100 most influential people in the world in Life magazine, says that the masses have a herd instinct and they basically stick together and they can be manipulated by a smaller elite with an agenda. So what exactly is this agenda that these 5 corporations that they have? Basically, if you think about it, if we thought rationally, we wouldn't buy 50% of what we own. Advertising almost never uses logical arguments. For instance, an advertisement could be directed towards housewives, but it could have babies in it, and it might not have anything to do with babies, but because of the maternal instinct, a mother could develop a bias towards that advertisement and buy that product. There's also a business of product placement. In movies like Willy Wonka is actually based off of a candy company. It's not the other way around. Also, most James Bond movies, are glorified car ads. I mean, how many times have you heard a person say they want the car from one of the James Bond movies or the suit he was wearing, rather than talking about the movie itself? So, in conclusion, with so many different scientific studies that show how we can be manipulated, the media has been able to use these studies to manipulate us into a certain agenda, and it has become so pervasive in our society, all the media outlets around us, that we're becoming really desensitized, so much that soon it will not just be an agenda of consumerism, but basically every social issue that we have to decide about. So the next time you watch a Subway commercial, ask yourself, are these colors specifically made to make you hungry?